In this video, we're going to create a new news page using views. So as you can see, what is called news is actually the default Drupal front page, whose path is your Drupal site /node. And this is comprised of any piece of content that has been promoted to the homepage using the promoted to homepage checkbox. We'd like a little more control over this, so let's go to Structure and Views and create a new one. So here we are, once again on the Views Overview page, and let's add a new view. To start off with, Views gives you some very simple stuff to create some real basic views. And that's all we need to make this starter news view. So we're going to call it News, since that is what it's for. And the description is just an administrative description that will show on the overview page. Feel free to leave that out. And we're going to show content of the type article. So this shows you all of your available content types. And note that views can be made of lots of different things. Without enabling really many other contributed modules on this site, we have access to comments, users, files, taxonomy terms, content revisions, and theme engines, modules and themes. Most of the time, you're probably going to want to use content, and indeed, that's what we want to use now. If we were using tags, we could stick some tags in here, and we can choose a default sort. We'll go with the newest ones first, a very sensible default. So we're going to create a page to go with this view, and it has the title news, which seems fine, and the URL path, also news, also fine. We have a choice of some display formats here. We can show the items as a grid, a list, a jump menu, a table, or an unformatted list. An unformatted list is fine. That just means basically div tags to start out. And we have a choice of what to show. We're going to use teasers. Basically, this is going to be very similar to what's currently on the home page, but it's just a starting point. So we can choose whether or not to show links for people to add comments. We're going to leave those in, but we are not going to actually show the comments with the content. And we can choose how many items to show at a time and whether we want to create a pager. This just means whether we want to show 10 items and that's it, or we want to be able to show 10 items at a time and go back through as many as there are. We're going to leave these in the defaults. I'm going to create a menu link. We have the option of any of the site's known menus. Main menu is what we want. And indeed, we'll call it News. And one more thing we can do is create an RSS feed. This is interesting because it will automatically attach itself to this page, and we will have an RSS feed of exactly the stuff that appears in this view. Now, News is a very basic case, so this is not going to be substantially different, but as you'll see, this can be quite powerful. And so we're going to use the content row style. It could also be fields. This will make sense as we start to create our view. So we're finished with the basics, and we have the option to save this and exit, continue and edit this view, or cancel. I'm just going to save and exit. And doing so, we are now looking at a view. This is a page display of this view. It is all articles. So as you can see, this Cash Bacon on SoundCloud article was not showing. And I think if we edit this and scroll down, we will see that it was published but not promoted to the home page. So making this a view means that we have direct control over this stuff. And right now, we can see, regardless of whether they've been promoted to the home page, all articles. There's only 3 right now, so we don't see a pager at the moment. But here's the icon for the custom RSS feed. And we're just using the default Firefox rendering of the RSS feed, but you can see it's all the same stuff. So there we go. That's our news view. And now that this is in place, I'm going to change this menu item so it no longer says news. It'll say home instead. So let's go to menus, main menu. And I'm going to edit this link. So this is the front page, and I'm going to change it to home. Having done so, we now avoid confusion with our new news view, which I'll move up next to it. Now that's all saved, we can close the overlay. And the page reloads. We have our home page, our separate news page, and everything else that we had before. So if I click home, you can see it is indeed different. So this is just a very, very basic view, and we will expand from here. So that is how to create a very basic news view.